기자부대, hop on the beat!
This time on the JoJo anime and manga differences, we'll be covering the Diamond is Unbreakable live-action movie. The movie was released in 2017 as part of a planned series of movies, but we have yet to know if there will be a sequel, so I have decided to cover the first movie for now. A huge amount of changes were made to fit the movie into the 2-hour runtime, so it's impossible to list absolutely every detail, but I will try my best to give an idea of how different it is. The movie opens with a new scene of Josuke's grandfather attempting to arrest Angelo. In the manga, Angelo remembered being arrested by him in the past, but this scene takes place closer to the events of the main plot. Angelo's design is very different from the manga, and he is never shown disguised as the milkman. Angelo is shot by Keicho in the opening scene while escaping the police, instead of in his prison cell. Aqua Necklace is shown to be able to boil water, while in the manga, Angelo had to use the stove. Angelo escapes from an interrogation room instead of from prison. There is a new scene of Koichi moving in and watching the news about Angelo. Koichi is portrayed with a normal height in the movie, while in the manga he is drawn very short. Koichi is stopped by the bullies in an alleyway and is saved by Josuke, while in the manga he only briefly encountered them by the fountain. When Josuke repairs the bully's nose, it does not become distorted. Josuke also fixes Koichi's bike, which was broken by the bullies. Yukako is introduced very early and makes multiple appearances in the movie. Josuke's grandfather is shown speaking to two men. One of these two becomes the robber taken over by Aqua Necklace later, and the other is killed. There is a new scene of Josuke's grandfather getting mad at him for what happened with the robber. A random businessman is shown being shot by Keicho. He does not gain a stand and dies. Josuke and Koichi meet Jotaro 20 minutes into the movie, while in the manga, this happens in the first scene. The rock that Angelo will fuse with later is visible in the background of the scene of Josuke meeting Jotaro. Jotaro is shown speaking English on the phone with Joseph. There is a scene of Angelo meeting with Keicho again and having dinner at his house. Josuke, Tomoko, and Ryohei eat dinner together and talk about Josuke's illness as a child. This scene also establishes that Ryohei likes to drink. After this, there's a scene of Tomoko talking about Joseph. In a new scene with Koichi and Yukako, Okuyasu appears and uses the hand to move Koichi. Josuke hears a sound when he gets home, which is thought to be Ryohei being killed by Angelo, but it turns out to be him dropping his weights. During the bottle scene, Tomoko talks about going to Tonio's restaurant. She is away at the restaurant during the Aqua Necklace fight. Josuke heals Ryohei after he is attacked, but does not learn that he is dead until after the fight is over. The manga had a time skip between Ryohei's death and the Aqua Necklace fight, while the movie begins the fight immediately after. Jotaro now uses Time Stop against Aqua Necklace. The rubber glove is shown ahead of time in the movie, similar to the anime. The scene of Angelo taking a child hostage is removed, and he is made into the ugly version of the rock immediately. A new scene of Keicho and Okuyasu talking about Josuke is added. A scene of Josuke and Tomoko talking about Ryohei before the funeral is shown. It is revealed that Ryohei was a policeman assigned to the case of Reimi's death, and that he regretted never solving it. This gives Josuke more motivation to carry his grandfather's will. He also finds Ryohei's broken wristwatch. Josuke sees Keicho watching him during the funeral and then follows him to the Nijimura house. In the manga, Josuke and Koichi happen to walk by it before being attacked. The Nijimura house is now a large mansion with a front yard. Okuyasu is defeated by being hit with a statue instead of flower pots. Bad Company was redesigned to look closer to modern soldiers. Echo's Act 1 hatches from its egg during the Bad Company fight, while in the manga it would have happened later during the encounter with the lock. However, its ability is not shown. Keicho now mentions that using the hand to erase his father does not work. The flashback of the Nijimura's past is not shown. Dio is not mentioned at all in the film, so the father's mutation is not explained. Red Hot Chili Pepper does not appear to steal the arrow. Keicho is instead killed by sheer heart attack, which destroys the arrow. There is a new scene of Jotaro and Josuke talking about protecting the town. Josuke is now shown with his grandfather's repaired watch. Yukako is shown, with her hair moving to foreshadow her stand. The scene of the main characters greeting the Angelo rock is moved to the end. Unlike the manga, Okuyasu is now present. In a mid-credit scene, Yoshikage Kira is foreshadowed. And that was all the differences with the Part 4 movie. Overall, the changes made for this movie were perfectly acceptable. In many ways, I actually prefer the way some things were handled here. The relationship between Josuke and his grandfather is greatly expanded, which I think helps Josuke's character development. If you're a JoJo fan, I do recommend watching this movie, since it is still a fun time. Thank you for watching. This is the part of the video where I thank my $5 patrons. Thank you Alex Ramirez, thank you Renee Klein, thank you Fox, thank you Keo, and thank you Boat Girl.